Hi everybody. I thought I'd make a quick video, given how nice the weather is here today. And I was just going to talk quickly about why it's important to know some of your basic chord subs and also to try and find all of the different ways in which you can play the same thing. So what do I mean by that? For example, if you've got an A minor 7, you can play it from the 5th fret on the 6th string here. You can also play it from the 7th fret on the 4th string, which is an octave up. You can also play it another way from the 5th fret on the 6th string. You can play it backwards towards the headstock. And the same obviously goes from there. We've got it on the 5th string here. And all of those things. So why is it important to know that? And why is it important to get it under your fingers? Well, I study at a music school, and one of the things in the end of year sort of improv exam that we have to do is take something called in the praxis exam, where we do the straight street test, and the sat and doll test is two of the things we do. And it's basically 2 5s in the same system as you'd see in sat and doll straight street, the tunes. So if we take sat and doll, it's major 2 5s going up in tones without resolving. So you might have A minor, D7, B minor, D7, so on and so forth, right, up in tones. Now, if you're moving your hand all over the neck to follow that, maybe you're playing not only are you going to sort of come out the same lines all the time, because you're playing the same fingerings for each of the things, and there's sort of natural voice leadings that come out of that, you're going to get lost pretty quick too. So if I give you the example of starting on F sharp minor, let's say, you might have a bit of a pickup going into the first bar, something like, and then where are you going to go next? Well, you could also slide up to this A flat here, but if you want to stay in position, well, how do I do that? Well, if you know that you can play your A flat on the 4th string here too, which is also the 9 of this F sharp, then you don't have to move your hand. So if I just demonstrate quickly something very simple, there you are on your root. And then we're going to come to our B flat while we're right here. And now we're using a new minor shape in the 6th string. So, and where we're going to go here, now this is where the chord sub becomes interesting, because next one's C minor. Well, if you've got your B flat minor on the 6th fret, the 6th string here, then naturally you might think, well, I'll go up with this shape, and the next one I can come sort of down towards the headstock from the C. However, it might be easier for you to think, well, I played my B flat minor and my E flat 7. My next 2 chord to tone up is going to be E flat Lydian. It's the same thing. So to demonstrate that, you got B flat minor, E flat 7, E flat Lydian for your next one. And that's not an outside sound. You're not subbing something in like let's say a tritone sub. It's just a different way of thinking of the chord. So it's not strictly speaking a chord sub, but you're definitely substituting in a chord as a different way to think about it. And I find this to be very helpful, especially when quickly changing keys like this. Maybe something like giant steps, you might want to do this, so you can think in ways that lend themselves more simply to staying in position when you're on the neck of the guitar. So if we carry on that system from the F sharp minor, let's say we're at the B flat. Where are we going to go next? Well, the next one's D minor. That's easy, we're still in position for that. The next one's C minor. Maybe I go, oh sorry, no, it's like E minor. I was thinking of the other system. Next one's E minor, just to tone up. Back to F sharp. So to demonstrate something from the start, in that ascending in tones 2/5 swing on starting on F sharp minor 7, you might get something like this. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And then that's basically just something that's going to help you to stay in position. I actually played a couple wrong notes every time I came to that B flat minor for some reason. Kept playing that G. I don't know why, but I'll work on that for the exam here. But I hope that helps. That's a nice way of thinking that can keep you in position, stop you moving all over the neck, which will then also stop you playing the same lines again and again that you know in a certain position, and that when you're thinking of changes really quickly, your fingers just kind of, your subconscious can kind of take you through stuff that's not as creative and it's more just kind of autonomous. Anyway, if you have a different way of thinking about all that, let me know in the comments. If you want me to talk about anything else, got any music recommendations, tunes to play, tunes to check out, musicians to check out, I always love all that stuff. So thanks for watching, keep sharing music, playing music, makes the world go around, and have a great day wherever you are. See you later.